Right side. He gives it into Lanier, back to LaFleur.
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball.
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Coupe Stanley pour les Canadiens. Le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs. John, you found the dogs. He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup!
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Bittt.Tibi. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro on this Wednesday, May 24th. It is a couple of minutes past 10 o'clock, and here I am on the Sick Podcast, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitter, wearing my double shift Your Best Players. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. All right, okay. The Sick Podcast is brought to you in part by these guys here, Brewed in Quebec, a winner of a dozen international awards. La Bittt TV offers quality microbrewery beers made with premium ingredients for everyone's taste. La Bittt at TV, embrace your true nature. Also brought to you in part by Energy Transportation Group, who recently were named by Deloitte and CIBC as one of Canada's best managed companies, the country's leading business award, recognizing innovative and world-class companies, and the best managed Canadian companies designation fuels Energy's purpose for creating progress for their customers, their employees, and their communities. Join a winning team and check out Energy's career page for available opportunities. Also brought to you in part by XL Moto, and the website is xlmoto.com, the premier motorcycle and scooter dealership in Montreal for over 20 years. In my opinion, the only place in Montreal to get yourself a Vespa scooter. It's not the only place, but it is the place, making it the only place, if you kind of get my drift, right? The number one Aprilia and Piaggio ambassadors for the last 5 years. Number one dealership with a dealership, number two, a dealership out of Miami. But just to tell you that, you know, we don't have Miami weather. And for XL Moto to sell more scooters than anywhere else in North America, including Miami, with the weather that they have, is because you have to imagine the customer service that you get at XL Moto is absolutely unbelievable. Your ultimate destination and best customer service experience. Check out xlmoto.com. They're at 5480 Paris. All right, okay. We have a lot to talk about, and as is custom, a regular on Wednesday nights is Marc Andre Perreault from TVA Sport. I bring him in. What's going on, dog?
How are you, my friend?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm in Dallas waiting for tomorrow's game. Can't wait. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow because last game was crazy. So how will Dallas react?
You know what's crazy? What Jamie Benn did. Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, like 24 hours after, I still can't believe what happened. Still can't believe that a captain did that to his teammates, his coach, his fans. It's just a nonsense. And it happened very quickly. I was at the Zamboni entrance.
Yeah,
it happened right in front of me, and right away I knew he was out because right away I saw that it was not aiming for the shoulder and then it slipped on the face. It was like total nonsense. And I mean, you can use the word you want. It's good. And another nonsense was his explanation today, right?
Hey, it happened a minute and 53 seconds into period number one. In case anybody missed it, Jamie Benn was given a 5-minute major penalty in a game misconduct. He cross-checks Mark Stone, who was already down on the ice. He's in a very, very bad position, and he goes up to him, and he cross-checks him right in the neck. It was just terrible. For that to happen, a minute 53 seconds into the game. And like you just said, so now he's suspended for 2 games. Look, we can make a case that Dallas would have lost this series anyway, but he took away any single chance that they had of coming back in this series. Like, he took away all their chances. I mean, this one's over.
Yeah. I mean, let's agree on something. Like, I mean, 2-0 is Vegas was already on a good spot. But as long as a team didn't won, like on the other's team ice, series is not like started. So
The adage
they
is you're
played
only in trouble until you lose a game on home ice.
exactly. So Dallas
Yeah.
was playing well game 2. They probably like 8 times out of 10 they win game 2, right? And
Yeah.
they come home like crowd is like on fire. Everything is fine. Everything is good.
Yeah.
Marchessault scores a big goal, but still, like it's just 1-0. You have 59 minutes left to play, and then you do that. Anyway, but it's not his fault. He felt and he used his stick, and the face was the point of contact or whatever he said. But there you go. Like Dallas are in big trouble because Dadonov won't play tomorrow. I mean, I'd be surprised. I saw him. He was limping. He was, something on his knee, right knee. So, yeah, big trouble for Dallas.
I'm gonna test your memory tonight, okay?
Ooh,
because I
want to remember what I ate this morning.
Well, I hear you. Neither do I.
Okay.
I want to test your memory. I want to throw out a topic. I think we can all agree that what Jamie Benn did last night, he's the captain of the Dallas Stars. They're down 2-0 in the series versus Vegas. Game 3 is back in Dallas. Less than 2 minutes into the hockey game, the wires touch. He's thinking of himself instead of thinking of the team. He's doing that for him. He's not doing that for anybody else. He gets a 5-minute penalty. He gets a game misconduct. He's just been suspended by the National Hockey League for 2 games. This series is all but over. Yesterday, he took away, his team's chances in that hockey game. They are done. That is one of the most selfish things a hockey player can do, or an athlete playing any team sport. So it's probably going to be easier for you to think of hockey examples. We're going to get our viewers involved in this as well. We're going to ask them to chime in here. Let's talk about other examples in hockey or in team sports where other players did something incredibly selfish and basically just hurt their team considerably because they thought about themselves before they thought about the team.
I mean, at that stake, can't remember. Like, I mean, it's probably the ultimate nonsense, right? But
there's one that comes to my mind. I asked the question. There's one that comes to my mind.
Well, I mean,
2006 World Cup final, Italy versus France. They're in extra time. The game is tied at 1.
It's Zidane. Yeah.
And Zinedine Zidane goes to headbutt Marco Materazzi because Materazzi was holding on to Zidane's shirt. And Zidane says, if you want my shirt so much, I'll give it to you after the game. And Materazzi says, I'd rather have your sister. And Zidane turns around, boom, headbutts Materazzi, which was caught by the 4th official. Gigi Buffon, Italy's goalkeeper, saw everything happen. The referee comes back to find what happens. Buffon says, talk to your 4th official. He saw everything. The referee goes talk with the 4th official. Zidane, red carded, who had scored a goal 7 or 8 minutes into the game on a penalty kick. Obviously, if the game would have gone to penalties, he would have taken one, or maybe he would have been able to decide the game for his team before penalties. Zidane is gone. 11 versus 10 for the Italian national team. The game goes to penalties, and only one shot was missed out of all the penalties that were taken. David Trezeguet hits the crossbar. Italy wins the World Cup. July 9, 2006.
Good example.
Yeah.
Good example. I mean, but the thing is that Mark Stone didn't say anything to Jamie Benn.
I hear you.
He just had the bad luck to fall in front of him, and he said, well, okay, I'm just gonna Yeah, Mark Scheifele is a good.
Mark
Scheifele is a
Scheifele,
good
I was just going to go
example
there. Mark
as well.
Scheifele, yeah.
And you know what? I was maybe 15 feet from that play when Evans got like killed, and I felt sick to my stomach. And that was, I remember that because obviously it was COVID, so there was, I don't think there was nobody in the stands, and you could like, it was so weird. You could hear like guys yelling at Scheifele, and you remember his eyes, and I
Yeah.
remember Blake Wheeler at one point. He went through his bench and told his teammates and un entraîneur adjoint,
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach, yeah, obviously, to shut the up, because they were yelling, "Hey, Perry, you did the same thing to Tavares like the week before," and so he said, "Hey guys, shut up."
Oh, really? Eh?
So, oh yeah, and so, anyways, and then after that, the Jets were not the same, and what happened, and I'm it's not over. Just let's not think that Vegas Dallas is over, okay? Because anything can happen. Anything
now. Anything can happen to Mosito now.
But I mean, they're in big trouble. Well, I mean, I hate to say that, because that best example, Toronto 3-1 against Montreal, and I'm on a podcast with my friend Jean-Philippe Bertrand. He's like, "Okay, so let's do the end of season wrap up and blah blah." I'm like, "Hey, hold on a second." And so, anyways, just to tell you that it's not over till it's
the
not.
The
Scheifele
one on Jake Evans was game 1 of the series, right? And then
the game was over pretty much
for 4 games. Was it 4 games he got suspended for?
Yeah,
was it 4?
It was 4 games. Yeah.
And the Canadians end up sweeping. I mean, that was the series right there.
Yeah, and the game was over. Like, the game was over because Evans scored in an empty net. There was, I mean, that was just stupid. But hey, it happens, right? We heat of the moment, they're gonna say, finish my check. They're gonna say blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, it's you don't need to do that. So and it's not nice.
I don't remember how important the game was, because obviously last night's game was very important. But you remember the Bertuzzi, basically assault on Moore. That was terrible. That was terrible.
I can't remember the context as well. I know it was retaliation for a Marcus Naslund hit before. So that's, but I remember, and I mean, it's not even close to being the same thing, but I remember Max Domi, a game against the New Jersey Devils, that took such a selfish penalty, and was it Michel Terrier? Or Claude Julien? Anyways, it probably was Claude Julien. And
it was Claude Julien. It was Claude Julien, right?
Yeah, and he called him out, like saying that was selfish and blah blah blah. So. And
then he found himself on the 4th line, I think.
Something like that, yeah. But I mean, it's not a clear memory. But yesterday, I forgot to tell you, I was
Claude Julien. Max Domi had 72 points in his first year with Claude Julien.
Exactly.
And found himself like as their best centerman. And then the second year, he had 44 points in 71 games, and that was his last season. He finished the year. I think he played the playoffs on the 4th line. He had like 3 assists in 10 games. Yeah.
And he was so mad last night, and but yeah, one thing I've noticed when the hit happened, like Mark Stone was obviously surprised, but he kind of got up and was kind of surprised that he was not hurt, and anybody was like reacting weird, and Braden McNabb took Jamie Benn by behind, and it was like, "Hey guys, don't do anything stupid. We're gonna have 5 minutes." So instead of because Jamie Benn was looking to get someone in the box with him, right?
Yeah,
and
of course.
So Mark Stone calmed everybody down. Same thing with Braden McNabb. And then they got that 5 minutes, and what happened. So I thought it was
more. Yeah, we're gonna get the more reaction, right? I have to say, you're passing for a genius because you're a lot smarter than I am. I didn't learn my lesson with Florida pulling off the upset in round 1, and Florida pulling off the upset in round 2, and I went with Carolina in round 3. And guess what? There's 15 minutes to go in period number 3. The Florida Panthers are leading by a score of 3-2. They are being outshot 31-19, but
again,
Bobrovsky's standing on his head again. It's not normal. I mean, it's just one goalie is beating an entire team. It's incredible. It's incredible.
What you need in playoffs is a hot goalie. So, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking with colleagues today, and I mean, it's not settled, but let's say it's Vegas, Florida. Who are you taking? I mean, Bobrovsky's on fire. Aiden Hill's on fire as well, but it's not the same.
But I guess at this point, if you're gonna go with the whole goalie thing, you're just gonna have to take Bobrovsky, whether they win or lose.
No choice. Right.
He's the best player in the playoffs right now. He's the best player in the playoffs.
Tkachuk is not far.
He's not far, but Bobrovsky is the best player in the playoffs.
I mean, we could argue on that, but let's say
we can argue on that, and it's not a bad answer, by the way. Like I said, same thing on TVA Sport. Yeah, I think it was what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, and I said, that Tkachuk could be the best player in the playoffs. But I mean, the answer is Bobrovsky. And by the way, he loses 20 pounds per game. Did you see that? I saw a picture of him before the game and after the game. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Jake Allen is another goalie who loses a lot of weight. I think it's 15. Normally it's like 10, 8, 10. I heard like average, but some goalies is more 15. Can you imagine when they played 7 periods? Like he lost 35 pounds?
Incroyable.
Crazy. What? But it's tougher than it looks to be a goalie, from what I've heard.
They must have been giving him all kinds of water and salt.
Mm-hmm.
Probably has it in his water bottle. He probably has salt in his water bottle.
Probably.
Yeah. So
that's
why don't we do
drink.
this? I said that I want to get the viewers involved, and they can give us examples of when a player has put themselves ahead of the team and has cost the team. We talked about Zinedine Zidane. We talked about Mark Scheifele. Are there others? Hextall on Chelios. That's not a right answer. Hextall on Chelios was the 1989 playoffs. He lost it in one game, but it didn't cost his team the series. It didn't. No, that's not a good answer.
Kadri against Boston. I think a few years ago there was signs in Boston like.
I don't remember the context. Was that the game that they were up 4-1 in the 7th game? Was that it?
No. That was against Philadelphia. No.
No. Hold on a second. There was a series against Philadelphia. They were down. They were down 3-0 in the series, and they came back to win 4 straight.
Right?
Boston, Philly, right?
Yeah.
Boston was up 3-0, and Philly came back to win 4 straight. But there was a game, Toronto-Boston, a series. Toronto was up 4-1 in period number 3 with about 10 minutes left. It was game 7. And the Bruins came back
to the face of Jake DeBrusk.
And the Patrice Bergeron scored the winner in overtime. Was that the year?
I
don't remember now. I don't remember the context.
2019. Yeah. There's another one. Yeah, because I think it was suspended. Yeah, 2018 and 2019 on Tommy Wingels.
Yeah. Well, Kadri got suspended often. That's why he always got himself a penalty trouble. That's why they traded him away.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah.
I'll hold. Yeah. Where am I going? It's 10:20. I'm with you until 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, that was not nice. Okay. Yeah. So, Okay, so Toronto leads series 1-0, 2018. Boston 3-1, end of third period, and Kadri just cross-checked that for the Brusque. Exactly, cross-check to the head. So that's 19. So, yeah, probably what Kelly's talking about.
Vitherson says it was 2013 when the Leafs were up 4-1 versus the Boston Bruins. It was 2013, he says.
I thought it was
Could
against
very well be.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Anyways, lots of examples.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of examples. Valerie Nichushkin, there's one. In his series versus the Seattle Kraken this year.
Yeah,
whatever happened in that hotel room was not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Mind you, I mean, Colorado should have beat the Kraken with or without Nichushkin. But he clearly did something, very terrible.
Something happened there because, But, I mean, you had the loss of Landeskog. Listen, we don't know what I don't know what happened exactly, so it's tough for me to say anything.
Yeah.
But the fact that he just left, didn't come back, doesn't smell good at all. So
they were going up against their former goalie. Landeskog was out, like you said.
Yeah,
McCarr had a couple of concussions earlier in the season. Just wasn't meant to be for the Colorado Avalanche. Yeah, there's got to be others in sports. Marty McSorley playing with an illegal stick. Wow. That's a great one. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking everybody plays with an illegal stick. I get you. It's just he got caught.
Yeah, but no. I mean, it's not the same. But I mean, it's a good example, but it's not the same.
No, it's not the same, but it's good though.
Yeah. Listen,
I mean, that's the turning point that's the turning point in the series, Mapper.
Of course.
Guy Carbonneau says to Jacques Demers, McSorley's stick is illegal. Jacques Demers calls it. By the way, you remember what Barry Melrose said at the end of the game?
No.
He said that he didn't believe in winning that way.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. But you believe in playing with an illegal stick, right?
Yeah, you know what? I believe in winning any which way you could win.
I'm trying to think about Gretzky. No, that's not. I don't know why I had. No, it's not a good example at all.
What about Gretzky?
I don't know. No, it's. I remember that high stick in '93 against. It was
Toronto.
against Doug Gilmour, but I thought it was a penalty against Gretzky. That was kind of.
It was Game 6 in Los Angeles. And I think it was Kerry Fraser who didn't call a penalty on Gretzky.
Exactly.
I think it was Fraser, right?
And then Gretzky scored, and then he jumped on the ice,
Yeah. So, do you remember what happened in Game 7 in Toronto?
No, I was young.
Gretzky. Okay, ready?
I was young, and I was a Canucks fan.
Gretzky scored a hat trick.
Not bad.
What a Game 7, eh? Score a hat trick.
It's not bad. It reminds me of a guy
Ontario
from
boy scoring a hat trick in Toronto at Maple Leaf Gardens versus the Leafs.
Yeah, that's big. But Marchessault, that his hat trick Game 6 against Edmonton second period was good as well.
Hey, what an amazing game that was for him! My God, that's a great game.
Well, what is amazing? He's amazing since second round. After first round, he told me, you know what, it's okay, we're winning, but I have to be better. I have to put points on the board to help the team win. And then boom, 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 like 8 points in the last 4 games against Edmonton, and now he's scoring like big goals, and he is good. I'm impressed by him. I'm impressed by Nick Roy, who is way better than a lot of people think, because it's not about scoring goals, but it's like the way he's playing. Can't believe he's a 4th rounder. I mean, I can't believe. And William Carey is not bad as well. The goal he scored last night. So let's go, Jean Dupaix. Eh?
when the Canadiens played the Vegas Golden Knights a couple of years ago in the semis, like I saw a little bit of Danault in Roy. You know, I saw a little bit of Danault in him as a real good shutdown player. And, you know, Danault's got a little bit more, but Roy, he's big, he's strong, he's tough as nails. He's hard to play against, eh?
6'4", I'm not sure, 210 or 215. He is a big centerman, and now he's playing on the wing with Carlson and Riley Smith. Okay, so last game was different, but game number 2 in Vegas. So when Cassidy doesn't have last change, Roy played more minutes than Mark Stone, than Jonathan Marchessault, than Jack Eichel. He was the second most used forward after William Karlsson. So he is damn good. He is very good. So anyways, if people watch a game and take a look at Nick Roy, you'll be impressed.
Yeah.
And he's from Abitibi, so another good point for him. Yeah.
Do you think I should cash out my my Carolina Hurricanes are gonna win the Stanley Cup?
I think you should. Yeah.
I should have done that a long time ago. I want to check just for fun. This is gonna be funny. Okay, look at
how much they're gonna give you. Oh, you can buy it out.
This is this is gonna be a real joke. You ready? Ça va être un vrai joke là, cette affaire là. Okay, I have the Hurricanes to win the cup and the Nuggets to win the cup. I can get $4.88.
Take it.
If I cash out.
On a what amount?
And I have the Miami Heat and the Dallas Stars. I can get $7.83 if I cash out. This is a vrai joke, cette affaire-là.
Ah, mais tu mets combien là-dessus? Like it's like a $25 bet or $100? Or what is it?
There's 50 on one and 10 on the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't gamble, so I have no idea. Like when I say plus 25,
I'm not gambling either. I'm just having fun.
Okay. But I just don't know how it works.
Just get my mind off things, you know?
Yeah.
So I watch it with a little bit more interest. You know what I mean? But anyway, you know what they say? You win some, you lose some. It's got to act. It's what it is. You win some,
life
you lose
is
some.
About, like in life, right?
Hey, so Florida, Vegas. It's going to be fun for you to travel. Interesting. Look at the travel you're going to have. You're not doing the
finals. I am not.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm becoming a full-time dad after that series, so I'm quite excited about it.
So you're going to spend the summer. Oh, yeah. Jaromir Jagr's in attendance. Look at him.
It's long seasons for, lots of traveling. So I'll take the finals.
My buddy Vito, by the way, sent me a picture yesterday or the day before. I was supposed to call him. I'm just thinking about it. I forgot. I'm going to end up calling him. But Jagr was at his restaurant in Fort Lauderdale at Casa Calabria. Yeah, on the Galt Ocean Mile. Okay. Right? You know the Galt Ocean Mile in Fort Lauderdale?
Nope.
You have never been on the Galt Ocean Mile? It's like on the it's on the A1A, I would say, in between Sunrise and Oakland.
Okay.
Give or take. Every time I go to Florida, I usually go in that area on the Galt Ocean Mile. Yeah. Where do you usually go? Miami or usually go to Miami?
No, Fort Lauderdale.
Like usually go to Fort Lauderdale?
Yep.
But you don't stay on the beach?
First round I stayed on the beach for game 3 and 4.
So you got to know where the Galt Ocean Mile is there. It's not far from the Greek Islands restaurant. There's a Winn-Dixie grocery store.
No, starting point have to be elbow room, so I have a chance to know where it is.
I got it. All right, okay, I got it. Now 8 minutes left in period number 3. Florida is still up 3-2 versus the Carolina Hurricanes. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I got my second topic.
What is it?
Are you ready?
Go.
Should the Habs inquire about Clayton Keller? There was a report. His dad tweeted that his son would not be in Arizona next year.
He got hacked.
He has since come out to say that he got hacked. I don't believe it, by the way. I don't believe it.
Oh.
Because 2 days after that tweet, his agents went on a podcast called Phoenix Sports, and they said that their client has ambition. He wants to play in front of fans, and he wants the winning project. They would have to have a meeting with the ownership group, and that's coming 2 days after the dad tweeted what he tweeted, and now a couple of days after that, the dad's going to lead us to believe that he was hacked. I don't believe it.
Well, I
don't believe
does anyone believe it was a hack? I mean, come on.
I don't.
No, well, but
all right.
Hey,
so he's going to turn 25 in a couple of months.
Yeah.
He's coming off back-to-back seasons where he averaged, what was it? 2 years, last year it was 63 points in 67 games. This past season, 86 points in 82 games. He turns 25 in a couple of months. He's under contract for the next 5 years at $7.15 million. He's a 5'10" winger who can play either wing. He's a left-handed shot. Should the Habs inquire? And if so, would you go after him?
Well, 31 teams should go after him. It's as simple as that.
What would you give up?
Well, I mean, it's always tough to. It's gonna cost a lot, but like picks, guys that makes a little bit of money because they have to get to the floor. I don't know. I mean, it's always tough to answer. What
they can have Carey Price if they want.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, for sure, Arizona would ask for probably Cole Caufield, probably.
Well, I say this. Some will say that the Canadians already have a small winger who can pick up points and score goals, and that's Caufield. Some would say that having a Clayton Keller when you already have a Caufield is maybe one too many. I say this. If Caufield's agent only wants the 3-year deal and they sign the 3-year deal, at the end of that contract, he's gone from Montreal. At that point, if you want to think of Caufield for Keller, you can think of it if you're not signing Caufield long-term. If you're signing Caufield 3 years or less.
Yeah, but you know exactly. I just dropped that name, and you know exactly what it's going to do. Like, it's going to spin, and, people will say we're stupid, and
we're not stupid. It's all hypotheticals.
Yeah, it's like, but that would be.
Let me say this for the record, Marc Andre. You're not saying that you would trade Caufield for Keller.
Not at all.
I'm saying
that would
we
be
trade
the asking
Caufield
price.
for Keller. Yes, and what I'll say is, and I'm comfortable with this, is that if Caufield signs a 3-year deal or less, in my opinion, that would mean that at the end of his 3 years, he's gone. And then you can think about a trade like that. Now you can start thinking about a trade that involves that player.
I would be.
But if Caufield
signs
long term, you don't have to go after Clayton Keller.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be long term. I don't think.
I'm not so sure.
I don't know. Listen, but man, Clayton Keller is good.
So okay, so hold on a second. If you think it's long term,
yeah, I think so.
And the Canadians want long term. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about it's taken all this time for a couple of $100,000. It's obvious to me that they're taking all this time because Brisson's pushing for the 3-year deal and the Canadians are pushing for long term. Stevie Dan? No?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Kent Hughes is interested by a 3-year deal. I don't think so. That wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but
to
if I'm
me.
Pat Brisson, I'm pushing for the 3 years. And if you don't want the 3-year deals and you want long term, you're going to have to break the bank.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
Pay.
I
Cash.
it's interesting. But goal. I mean, he's a goal scorer, but I don't know. It's always a dangerous game, for because what if? I mean, I know anything can happen for any type of player, but goal scorer, it's the toughest thing to do in hockey. So right now, he was on the pace of 46 or 47. So he could he could cash in on that season instead. Well, maybe he wants to gamble on himself, and I mean, good for him. But I don't know. I would take the eight times 8, and yeah, no.
Look at this. 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in regulation. Florida's still hanging on to a 3-2 lead.
Yeah.
Who would have thought in the hockey world, even after Florida eliminated Boston and Toronto, that they would sweep the Carolina Hurricanes? Sweep them.
I mean, when it was 3-1 Boston, I can tell you that. Yeah, I pretty much thought it was over. I thought about going home after Game 5, but I'm not surprised. I picked Florida to win that series. I thought it would be a little longer, but let's not forget that Teravainen is probably not 100%. Svechnikov is not there. The goaltending situation.
Pacioretty's out.
Pacioretty's out, and there's another one that I forget right now. But I'm not surprised. But in 4, I didn't think it would happen to Rod Brind'Amour.
Would Carolina have lost this series with Pacioretty and Svechnikov?
Well, we'll never know. I don't think Pacioretty's that big difference maker. Would be. I don't think so. Especially with his injuries, but Svechnikov hurts a lot. Like, it hurts because this year, and the game against Carolina, I remember it was Montreal played Florida, Tampa, and then Carolina. I can't remember the exact order, but after Carolina's game with the colleagues, we were like, okay, that's the best team in the league right now. Not by far, but that's the best team we've seen so far this season. So, oh my, they almost scored. So I mean, it was a very good hockey. They did, yeah. They just scored, yeah.
There we go.
So it's 3-3.
You know who's ahead of me is José Levesque. She's the one who told everyone it's 3-3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
José's the best.
And I was about to cash out, but I'm like, I'm going to cash out $5. Like, what's the use? You know what I mean?
Well, it's $5. It's,
Jesper Fast said, hey, not so fast. By the way, Paul Maurice is looking at the iPad, eh?
For what?
I don't know what.
Probably
maybe he's checking to see if
offside,
he got an
email. Probably offside. We're Goodis and Bennett.
Do you have an iPad too, by the way? Or do you have a laptop?
I do. No, I have an iPad. Goal is good.
So you prefer the iPad, eh, over the laptop?
Well, on the road, it's easier. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I might have a live hit to do in 10 minutes, though.
Oh, really?
For TVA Sport, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second. Yeah.
No, take your time. Check what you have to check. Check. You checking your emails or
anything? Yeah. With my iPad, but so far.
Oh, so they would go to you, yeah? I can let you go. Eh? Don't worry about it.
No, I'll tell you, but yeah, normally the date on my series off, I do a little something for the broadcast in Montreal, talking about the series. Yeah. Let's say that it was I don't know how you say that in English, but the Jamie Benn hit and suspension, c'est un sujet ramassé à terre. Like it's a free subject.
It's a free subject, yes.
Yeah,
I never
it
heard that
means
term,
like
by the way. C'est un sujet ramassé à terre.
yeah.
I never heard that before.
You pick a story from the ground. It's so easy, and
Oh, it's easy.
I
It's
kind of
easy.
like it. Yeah,
Okay, but
it's easy.
I want to get back to Keller though. So if you're Arizona, what do you think they would ask for?
Oh, well, I told you probably they're gonna ask for Cole Caufield. I mean, I'm pretty sure about it. Oh, they almost scored. Florida
Oh, Florida almost scored.
almost scored. Yeah,
Was that Barkov?
but yeah, they're gonna. I don't think so. No, it's
No, it wasn't Barkov. No, it wasn't Barkov.
no, because he's a franchise player. He's their franchise player, so they're gonna ask for.
He's very good.
Can we say Cole Caufield is a franchise player?
It was Reinhardt that came that was going through the neutral zone with a head of steam, and then he went pretty much by everyone like they weren't even there, right?
Yeah.
But then he misses the net, and then they go for the rebound on the bad angle, and
exactly.
I guess it wouldn't be a hockey game if there wasn't overtime tonight.
Probably, but I'm curious about your answer. Is Cole Caufield a franchise player?
He's not a franchise player, but he's a 40-goal scorer, man.
Yeah, it's tough to put him in a slot.
Like
right?
Cole Caufield, barring injury, will be the best Montreal Canadiens goal scorer since Stéphane Richer.
That's a sure shot. Yeah, of course.
Richer scored 50 plus 2 times in a 3-year window.
Yeah.
And then Danfous, after him, Danfous scored 40 that same year. Bello scored 39, I think. And then Pacioretty had seasons of like 33, 35, 37, 39.
Yeah, 39 Pacioretty, I remember.
I'm willing to bet that if Caufield is here long term and he's healthy, he'll have 4 seasons that he'll outscore Pacioretty in his best 4 seasons.
Of course. That's
of course, 33, 35, 37, 39 is not too shabby.
No, it's not bad. Not bad at all, but Cole Caufield is at least a 40-goal scorer,
So to start, would you trade the 5th pick to start for Clayton Keller?
Yes.
You know what the danger with that though is? That you're trading away a player that obviously will be 7 years younger, number one. Number two, you're trading away the first 3 years of entry-level contract to end up picking up a player who's going to be making over 7.
Power play Florida.
Power play for who, Carolina or Florida?
Yeah. No, Florida. Yeah, but I mean, what's the plan for Montreal?
What a terrible penalty to take. Brindamore is going to lose his mind. What a terrible penalty for Jordan Staal. 57 seconds left in regulation. He takes a terrible penalty like that. Wow. This is awful. Florida has a chance to end it right now, or else they go to overtime and they'll still be on the power play for 1 minute and 3 seconds. We got to watch this, Mapper. We're going to watch this.
Of course. I don't know what's the clock on your TV.
My clock says 40 seconds left in regulation.
Oh, I'm 34, so I can beat you.
Okay.
But no, it's not gonna happen.
I don't know why every time I do this with somebody's ahead of me. I don't know what the hell it is.
Quite excited because normally I'm the one behind as well. Oh.
Don't tell me they scored. They scored?
No, they did not.
They didn't
not
score
yet. Oh my!
Oh,
I think he hit the post.
And Mozitomo.
Oh yeah, scored. 4 seconds.
He scored.
Chuck.
T'es pas sérieux, toi?
I did.
Oh my God, he scored. Oh my God, he scored. Oh my God, he scored.
Like what a gamer. That's crazy.
This guy's made of the real stuff, man.
Oh,
this guy.
So you still think it's Bobrovsky, or now you're starting to think
this guy? Oh my God, this guy's the real. Look at this. Isn't it? Hey, c'est-tu un homme des grandes occasions, ça, or what?
Well, he's asking for a replay, but it was after he scored against Boston. Paul Maurice was talking about him with stars in his eyes, saying, how much of a gamer he is, and he's winning the Connie.
That's a good goal. That's a good goal. There's nothing wrong with that goal.
But Bennett maybe Bennett.
Nah, that's a good goal.
Pick. But I mean, it's a goal. But I'm saying what Brenda Moore is saying is probably the Bennett stick. Whatever. You never know with the goaltender interference. So let's wait and see.
That has to be a good goal. Good goal.
Look at him.
Didn't last long.
Look at. Yeah, they're asking for a replay. Goalie interference. That's crazy.
Wow.
He's winning the Connie Smythe, I'm telling you.
Who, Matthew Tkachuk?
And you know what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got, 4 game-winning goal, like, last seconds or overtime. And I'm starting to think that even if they lose in the final...
they're thinking that Bennett used his stick, put it between Anderson's legs, and maybe tried to push his pad.
I'm telling you, you never know with this rule, so you never know.
I still don't see anything wrong with it. Honestly, I really don't.
No. If the net cam shows that it was not an issue, so he'll be fine. It's a good goal.
For me, that's a good goal. Let me see.
Yeah, it's a goal. Yeah. So 2 celebrations. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Look at that.
Brooks Koepka is still there.
Look at that. You got to feel good for Paul Maurice, though, eh?
For Sylvain Lefebvre as well.
Me too. Sylvain Lefebvre, too. Look at this.
Wow.
Matthew Tkachuk one finding out it's a goal. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow. Amazing, man. Amazing.
Oh, man. What a story.
What a story. Man. What a story. Can't believe it. This is the craziest playoffs. Somewhere, Marc Bergevin is laughing, saying, hey, I told everybody. All you got to do is get in and anything can happen. That's what Bergevin is saying right now.
He's right. He's right. I never said it was bull crap what he was saying, because I remember 2017, Nashville got into the playoffs, like 8th seed. They swept Chicago, and then they made it to the finals, lost in 6 against Pittsburgh. But wow.
Hey, did you see that piece the other day where Jonathan Huberdeau says that, he's got himself watching Florida games, and it's tough for him because he was there, and I don't mean to be mean, but
I didn't hear that.
Well, there's nothing to be tough about. If he's there and Tkachuk's not there, they're not in the final. And I love Jonathan Huberdeau. I thought he could have been the MVP of the league a year ago, but this deal was a steal. Mapper, this was a steal of a deal.
Let's not forget where things were a year ago. It ends up being like a steal and like the best thing that ever happened to Florida. But it was a big loss when they lost to Berdo, like Barkov's best friend, and so.
But right now, Matthew Tkachuk is on the other side of the street, and in terms of players. Not goalies, on the other side of the street, and there's everybody. There's him, and there's everybody else, and he's there, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm over here."
He's winning the Connie Smythe, I'm telling you.
You remember Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport?
Yeah,
you remember he used to take off from the other guys, and he was always one step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah,
you remember that?
I don't remember. Movie? No, I don't like violence, so I don't watch.
Well, it's not that much violence. Besides one guy killed somebody in the ring, and the other guy just took out the guy's leg, and somebody snapped somebody's neck. But You don't never
Sounds
watch
Ion to
Bloodsport?
me. No, I did not.
The Kumite?
I'm
You never watched that?
Nope.
It's pretty good.
Do I
Hey.
have a hit now?
Yes, go to your hit. You
Yeah,
gave me enough time tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say bye and
Go.
I'll talk to you soon, okay?
I appreciate you, brother. Je t'apprécie beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. All right, have a good night. There you have it. Marc Andre Perreault of TVA Sport. Wow, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. The Florida Panthers swept the Carolina Hurricanes. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? Hey, a shout out to Cafe Fantini. They've ended the coffee debate, by the way, because they are the coffee, premium roasted espresso, Italian style, makes itself home, smacks of art, fashion, culture, experiences to be enjoyed and appreciated. Take a look, check out Cafe Fantini on the internet. And more and more establishments, cafe, bars, restaurants that you'll walk into are serving you Cafe Fantini coffee. I have the gold bag at home, by the way. Fantini Gold. Hey, Montreal Canadiens fans watching the podcast right now, am I going to see you at sports card store La Tornade on Sunday? Look at that. Sunday, May 28th, Sport La Tornade at 1 Avenue de la Fabrique in Vaudreuil-Dorion. Come meet Caden Gooley, Yvon Lambert, and the Sick Podcast team, which is Agnello and Sammy Cavallaro. And it looks like I'll be there too. Wow, look at Brindamore and Paul Maurice. Look at that, eh? Look at that. Wow. Rod Brindamore, this series, he was like, it almost seemed like he was like, what do you want me to do? Like, we're firing 35, 40 pucks at net every game, and the other guy's just making all the saves. It's unreal. Michel Therrien and Joel Bouchard right now on TVA Sport. Michel Therrien, by the way, who had the Florida Panthers winning this series. I had Carolina winning, and it just goes to show you, a hot goalie. Got to feel good for Bill Zito, the general manager, our buddy Roberto Luongo. They must be shocked in Florida, They must be shocked. I know they won that, like they were in first place a year ago, but they must, they must be shocked. Look at this. My God, Bobrovsky's like, what a story. What a story, Bobrovsky. First final in 27 years. Yeah, because when they went to the final in 1996, they got swept by the Colorado Avalanche. I remember that one. Huve Krupp scored the winner in Game 4 for the Colorado Avalanche. Huve Krupp. Once upon a time used to play for the Buffalo Sabres too, if memory serves me well. Look at all the rats all over the ice. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Keith Tkachuk's touching the trophy. Look at that. No superstition there. No, he's touching it. They're touching the trophy. They made up their mind that they're touching the trophy. Hey, what a playoff for Matthew Tkachuk, though, eh? Could you imagine after his father saying that the team basically is not physical and not overly competitive on Toronto radio back on, I think it was the 29th of March, the amount of pressure that it put on him, who, by the way, appears gave his dad, according to George Larac, who called Keith Tkachuk and said, I want you to come on the show. Keith's like, no, sorry. Matthew gave me a gag order. He told me I can't talk. The pressure he must have put on himself to deliver and respond. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is a team, though, I think we're going to look back at one point and we're going to say, you know what? Bennett, pretty good player. Reinhart, pretty good player. Tkachuk, pretty good player. Barkov, pretty good player. Ekblad, pretty good player. Bobrovsky, pretty good goalie. Brandon Montour, pretty good player. Carter, Verhaeghe, pretty good player. I think this is a team that we're going to end up looking at one point and we're going to say, you know what? They're better. They were a better team than a lot of people gave them credit for. And now you have to. You have to give them credit. As they await the winner of the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars, and it looks like it's going to be Vegas, who are up 3-0. Wow. What a game. What a game. I don't know what to say anymore. All right, okay. Why don't I say this? I can tell you that I think at this point, we are going to, if you want to, want to throw in a few questions here. Gudis is going to eat someone on Vegas. Legendary Habs, Eric Stahl and Nick Cousins going to the Cup final with a $10.5 million goalie. Good thing their GM is smart and gave their goalie some offense instead of depth bargains. They finished first last year, so it's not like it's coming from nowhere. Keith Tkachuk for the Connie Smythe. He's the one who turned their season around. Anthony Crisafulli says Bergevin was right again. A retool is the way to go. Ryan Katz. I wonder if his parents are Stu and Kay. Vegas is just as tough as Florida. That'll be a physical series. Anthony Diaco, prices of tickets in Florida after the playoffs. Wow. Grand Admiral says, plus the Habs don't have a Barkov. Nor do they have a Tkachuk either. Jean Maurice says, Tony for the Connie Smythe for sure. Oh, merci beaucoup, Jean Maurice. J'apprécie. Merci, merci, merci. Thank you very much, my friend. Matrix Home Fitness. Oh, look at that. Bill Zito at ice level with the players. Amazing. Look at that. The families. Amazing. They're going to a cup final, man. That'd be an awesome feeling, man. They're going to a cup final. Hey, it's nice to see Anthony Duclair, who's having himself a pretty good playoff too, eh? Kid from here, from the West Island. From the West Island, I think. Yeah, I think he was originally from the West Island. Look it up. What was it? Point Claire? Yeah, Point Claire. Look at Bobrovsky. Hugs going around everywhere. Look at this. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Matrix Home Fitness. Bring it home. Discover a club quality workout in the comfort of your own home. MatrixHomeFitness.ca. Bobrovsky doesn't have to get on the treadmill. He already loses the weight during the games, 20 pounds. Get that man some water and some pink Himalayan salt. You really got to be happy for Paul Maurice, though, eh? 23, 24, 25 years coaching, whatever it is. I think his team missed the playoffs like 13 times. Oh, I love this, by the way. I love when the camera follows the players into the locker room. I love this. This is amazing. We should get more of this in the National Hockey League, by the way. The National Hockey League, there's a lot of things that they can learn from a marketing point of view. They need more of this. Look at this. What a grind, though, eh? What a grind. Brandon Montour waving off the camera. Get out of here, he says. All right, so you know what? That's our cue. We're going to get out of here. Marinaro, if you like the podcast tonight, and we bring you the podcast weeknights, Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you like it, share it with your friends. Comment sick, S-I-C-K, S-I-C-K, S-I-C-K. Paul Maurice, first coach to return in the final 20 years after his first final. In the history of North American sport, first coach to return to the final 20 years after his first final. And Paul Maurice is in the history books. Pretty cool. Looks like he's giving the team a pretty nice speech. He's a very, very good talker. And he's doing some very, very good coaching. Show me a good goalie, I'll show you a good coach. If you listen to us on Google, Apple, or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. It's our way of feeling the love. For Agnello and Sammy at Master Control, I'll be back tomorrow night. Same time, same place. George Larac will be one of my collaborators. They're Cavallaro. Special thanks to La Bittt Tibi, Energy Transportation Group, and Excel Moto, excelmoto.com for bringing you the Sick Podcast. They're Cavallaro. I'm Marinaro. Bobrovsky playing all the time. In the words of Peter from Côte Saint-Luc, double shift, your best players. It's working.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida TB. Embrace your true nature.